We're looking at a starry night east of San Diego County, and we see lots and lots of stars in the sky. All these stars are just like the sun. They're stars, they're suns, and there's just very few planets in the sky that we can see. In fact, we can see 5 planets in the sky. Everything else is a star. Of course, there are no planets in this picture. This is the Andromeda Galaxy. This is the closest major galaxy to our galaxy, the Milky Way. It has approximately 200 billion suns. Our galaxy also has approximately 200 billion suns. The sun has 330,000 times the mass of the Earth. So stars are all suns, and approximately from 200 times the mass of the sun to very tiny stars about 1/50th of the mass of the sun are able to be stars. We call them stars because they protect themselves from collapse, since they're just balls of gas, by fusion in their core. That's what they all have in common. From the very massive stars, which takes approximately a few million years, to very low mass stars, which takes perhaps a trillion years. These stars use fusion in their core to convert hydrogen into helium and produce massive amounts of energy to counteract the force of gravity, which is continuously trying to crush them. They do this by making massive amounts of energy in their core, and this energy trickles out to their surface, and eventually we see it as our sun. Some wannabe stars unfortunately don't have enough mass, so they cannot make energy via fusion. So they protect themselves, since they're also balls of gas, by contracting, and when they contract, the temperatures go up, so the pressures go up, and then they expand. So they continuously contract and they expand. This is called gravitational potential energy, the energy from gravitational collapse. The sun is the only star in the solar system, but we have 8 planets that orbit it and numerous other smaller objects. The Earth is extremely small as compared to the sun. We can see the Earth here superimposed on an image of the sun, and it's just barely as large as the smallest eruptions on the surface of the sun. This is the abundance of elements in the sun as we speak. Approximately 73.4% of the sun is made of hydrogen. Hydrogen is just one proton. Sometimes the proton also has a neutron. That's called deuterium. Number 2 element in the sun is helium. Approximately 25% of the sun is made of helium. If you have 2 protons, you're called helium. You can have 1 neutron, 2 neutrons, or 4 neutrons, you're still called helium. This is the other elements that we see in the sun. About 0.8 of 1% is made of oxygen, and you can see all the other elements. Silicon, which is the number 1 element on the surface of the Earth, is just barely representative in the sun.